Hello, my friends, people out there in whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or in 1 second, Instagram. So we're trying to get everything going all at once here. You see, I've got my headphones on, trying to make sure sound is right. Still hearing some sound from something else that I was hoping is not playing in your ears right now. And it's all about trying to get all the technical stuff done at once, since I'm like doing all this stuff at once when it comes down to the technical things. But my name is Alan C. Paul, if you're watching me right now on Facebook or YouTube, and also on Instagram. And I am the creator, author of God and Gigs. This is a platform, a book, a podcast, all about helping you to build a better life from the inside out by applying timeless spiritual principles to temporary creative problems. And this is our Creatives Checkup, which I do each Monday for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, lunch break kind of time between, 2 o'clock and 11 o'clock specific. And just to really help you guys to get a breather, some inspiration, something to kind of encourage you as you go through your daily and your weekly life as a creative musician, freelancer, whatever you're doing in the arts and entertainment field, or even just freelancing or entrepreneurship. We connect faith, career, and relationship. So that's what we're here for. Hope you're having a great day. Hope your weekend was great and you're getting into the holiday spirit, right? Holiday spirit. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. No matter what's been going on in your life, no matter what's going on with the pandemic, we've all got to keep that sense of positivity, like some people say positive vibration, whatever you want to call it, that spirit that says things are getting better, not worse. And I'm going to be kind of relating to that. So as you're watching, tell me where you're watching from. If you are connected with us through social media already, hopefully you've already followed us at God and Gigs. Obviously, you're watching me maybe on YouTube. You can subscribe right away to the channel by subscribing. That means that you'll be able to see us every time we go live. Same thing on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, you can like our page, and we're probably going live as well in our creative community. Just shared it there. So if you guys are jumping in, I hope you guys are enjoying. I see over here on Instagram as well. We got some friends in West Virginia. Nice. So Instagram's joining us from West Virginia. Very cool. I'm gonna try to check around. Like I always got these three to five different things to check on as far as chat is concerned. So let me make sure the chat is working, and hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. That's always my one fear. I start off and no one can hear me, but so far it looks like we're good. I see seems like we're good as far as sound. And let me know where you're watching from. Like I said, if you are watching on YouTube, subscribe please, and that way we know you're jumping in. Same thing on Instagram. I see you guys already jumping in, and we're gonna just get in, get out. Never supposed to be a long time on a Monday, because I know some of you guys are at work. Some of you are working on your own projects in the middle of the day. However you flow in the day, I always try to kind of like just drop that in. And of course, some of you are watching on the replay, so that's cool as well. All right, so today's topic, and I hope I'm hitting home with these topics that I pick. I always try to kind of get the lay of the land, see what musicians and creatives and artists and poets and all the people in my creative circle are talking about, and try to nail that down. So I always look for suggestions from you guys for topics that we can cover on the Creative Checkup. But today I figured we should stick with this idea of building our audiences, community, and gratitude, because obviously it's Thanksgiving week. Many of us are already thinking about what you're going to do for your holiday turkey, or for your stuffing, or for your food, whether or not you're going to meet with your family, which this year, of course, is unlike any other. And I thought it was really important that I stay on this topic. So we're going to be talking about gratitude, building your audience, and most importantly, being grateful for the audience you already have. Being grateful for the people that are already on your side and in your corner, instead of what happens to many of us. We all start looking for the next follower, the next group, the next big thing, trying to get our Instagram followers up, our numbers up, our Spotify playlist up. Always about growth, and I do believe in growth, but I'm going to show you today, and we're going to just talk a little bit. Let me know what you think about this. If there's a better way to think about growing other than simply getting more people, and maybe the way to growth is gratitude, being thankful for the fans you already have. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of giving you a little sense of what we're going to talk about today. Let me glance around at the chat real quick. See, Tyrone is there. He had to switch from IG. Awesome. Oh, good to see you, Tyrone. So glad you were able to jump back in, man. Yep, it's been a while, brother, but hope you've been doing good. Oh yeah, I saw you here. I see you on Instagram too, but now you're over here. As long as you can see me somewhere, right? I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what screen I'm looking at half the time. So anyway, so here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and just jump into the topic, jump into the conversation. You guys jump in, tell me what you think about these concepts and these little points that I've made. Instagram, you're not going to see the feed at the bottom where I have that my little slides, but you'll get it because you can hear me, and obviously I'm talking about the same thing. So first of all, I want to talk to all of us creatives who are to have heard this phrase, content is king. If you've heard that, just put yes in the chat, or yeah, I've heard that, or thumbs up. You've heard content is king. Oh, by the way, please, if you're watching this and you think a creative would benefit from this, share it, show it to them, send them a tweet, just say, hey, here's the link, send it to them so they can join in this conversation. So my question to you is content king? And why I say that is because a lot of people think to grow their audience, or to build, or to get to the next thing, they have to keep doing more content, another song, another video. There always has to be something coming down the pike, and you have to be building and building and growing and kind of getting on the hustle train, right? Trying to get on the hustle train to make sure that you're growing your audience. So if you've heard that before, then just give me a yes in the comments or something like that so I know I'm tracking. Let me go over here real quick and make sure I close a couple of these windows. I don't want to kill my computer trying to keep up with all these different things. So if that's you and you thought content was king, I have a little bit of a change of perspective for you. I do believe content is important. That's why I'm going live to you right now. I'm going live because I believe I need to create, I need to show you, I need to show up. I am hoping you share this with more people. The God and Gigs community is based on the idea of us connecting with more people and more artists. And so I do hope that this gets shared. I hope that our other videos get shared. I hope that you listen to the podcast on Thursdays and that you share the podcast and that we get more downloads. And I believe totally that content helps grow your audience, and making more stuff obviously attracts people because they see you're consistent and you're building and you're doing like the Bible says, you're sowing and you're reaping. You're working, you're sowing, you're reaping, you're not just sitting still. You're trying to build something, you're sowing and you're trying to create, and then you're hopefully getting something back. However, what I think is really a key of this, it's the danger of this concept, is thinking all you got to do is just keep making new stuff, but never focusing on the people that are already either consuming or watching or liking or listening. I think it's super important. And let me look right at the camera. I'm looking at two cameras, so let me make sure my glasses are a little glary. So let me just make this clear that I do believe in growth, but I believe more in community. I believe content wins over community. And the reason I believe content wins over community is because, community wins over content. I switched that. Community wins over content. It's more important to have community than content. Because if you don't have a community that really believes in you, your content doesn't matter. You can be shouting into the wind and creating all this stuff. And I've said this many times, even in terms of my work. I know that I kind of want more people to watch, but if there's only 5 or 6 of you, 1 or 2 of you, 3 or 4 of you that get something out of this talk, I've achieved my purpose because I've connected with you and you found something here that you can be blessed by and can benefit from, that will bless your business and your creative work. So I have to make sure that my community matters more than the content. And the reason I create the content is for the community. And I want to show my community love and show my people love and gratitude. And that's why I create more content, because it's for the people. It's not just to, look busy or create this sense of, I should have a bigger following because I've made 1,000 YouTube videos, or I'm always following this one person and liking all their posts, or whatever growth hack you're trying. I think it's so important that you not get caught up in just building content, trying to get on that train and then make that become the most important thing. The most important thing is community. And that's why I said community over content here in this slide. Community over content. So what I've tried to do, even in God and Gigs and in my live stream community at Let's Keep It Playing, and my previous communities, or still exist, other businesses and other music things, it's always been like small is the new big. Getting smaller and connecting deeply, kind of what we talked about last week with social media. Yeah, exactly. I see it, Echelon Seeks. Yes, I see you. Okay, I'm like looking over my phone here. Thank you so much. This is good. I appreciate that. And I see you, Grace Woman. Thank you so much for joining me as well over here on Instagram. I had to peek over because my phone is stuck right here and I can't see it. So important, guys, to really think about community more important than content. Because as God and Gigs is a community, I'm only here because you're here. I could do this if you weren't here, but what's most important is that you're here. And so I have to be grateful and giving thanks for you right now. I have to literally work on this as I'm talking to you, because I could think, there's only 3, 4, there's only 9 people here. My emails didn't get opened by everybody that I sent this to. And just like the 10 lepers that got cleansed, and you all know the story if you've read Bibles, any kind of Bible story, any kind of church, 10 left, they were cleansed. One guy came back. He was a Samaritan. And the one guy that came back was the one that the Bible says was whole. And I think the key element is that he made a decision to be grateful. I have to decide I'm going to be grateful for the people that are in my community right now, and not think all about the people who are not here, who didn't show up, who didn't buy my product, who didn't download the CD, who didn't like my post. And look, we're sensitive, right? I'm not going to say what Erica said, but y'all know what Erica said about artists. We get so caught up in what we don't see that we forget what's right in front of us. And it's so important that we lose that complainy kind of, oh, woe is me, I'm an artist, nobody cares, no one's following, my list is too small, my followers are too small, I only have 10 people here, I only have 5 people here. This is Thanksgiving season, and you guys know, whether or not it's Thanksgiving or any other season, we're going to talk about this more on the podcast this week, by the way. So if this is helping you, please either give me hearts or likes or whatever, because I honestly need to know if this is tracking with you guys. Tyrone says over here on Facebook, some say content is key, but some say king. I like king, but yeah, key or king. I put king. You're right. I think content's key. Either one. Yeah, I've heard both of those phrases. King, content is king as this is what makes you a real artist or a real creative or a real creative entrepreneur, is that, you got blog after blog after blog. By the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't have that. You absolutely should have content. The reason, though, I want to say, excuse me as I take a sip of water, I'm talking because I get excited. The reason that you should be creating content is because you have a community that you care about. The content is for the community, the songs, the music, the art, the movie, the script. It's all for your community. And so you create out of that love and gratitude for the community, and you don't take your eyes off of them trying to get to the next big shiny object, which might be the next group of followers or the next group, which again, they'll come. They'll come. The content and the community, if it's quality, will continue to grow. But if you focus on the new thing and the next thing and not the people who are there at the beginning, who helped you get started, who believe in you right now, it's so easy to get off track, and then you find yourself kind of in this space of, well, I need to be bigger. And yes, you're going to get bigger. Yes, we all need more followers. So thank you so much. I saw Relisha here. I hope I said that right. Thanks for joining us on Instagram as well. So how can we beat this? I just said it here, and I just put the slide up. Gratitude is a decision. So I know, again, this is very much a Thanksgiving week theme, but I want to make sure that this is, if you're listening to this and watching this later, it doesn't matter what time of year it is. Artists, we have to decide to be grateful. You have to, I don't know if you write it in a gratitude journal. I do a gratitude exercise every morning. I actually didn't do it this morning, so I got to go back and do it. I do a gratitude journal. I do a lot of work to focus on saying thank you to the fans I have, the people who have supported me already, the people that have already bought tickets to my live streams, the people who've already bought my book. I don't have a lot of books being sold right now. That's not a big deal to me, because I know I blessed the people who bought it when they bought it, and they said that they enjoyed it. And I got to say thank you. 5 years later, it's still blessing people, and I'm still thankful for the people that bought the book, not necessarily the ones that didn't. And I'm not focusing on the ones that didn't. So if you've had to kind of fight between gratitude and feeling left out, or feeling like, I just wish there's more people watching or listening, I just wish I had more. And that, again, is an honest desire, but I'm really pointing out that this week, I call this in another previous checkup, let's play it forward, okay? Tell somebody in your world, specifically, find them in your creative world, find them and say to them, hey, I'm grateful for you. Thank you for whatever they did. If they taught you a lick, if they showed you how to read a script or learn a line, if they showed you how to present a poem, if they showed you how to handle yourself in ministry by praise and worship or singing, whatever they did for you, find a way to be grateful on purpose and make it a decision to go find them and play it forward instead of pay it forward. Play it forward. I got that, by the way, from NPR. NPR says play it forward, and I thought that was really cool. So I'm going to give credit and say thank you for NPR for even that phrase. Let me glance over here at the community, the God and Geeks Creative Community, because I sometimes don't see your chats when you guys are sharing. I want to lose you guys. So wait, why can't I get there? Of course, I'm clicking around and I can't see anything. Oh, okay, cool. I see you, Tyrone, over there on the page. I can't get to the community right now because I am all lost and can't find my place. Anyway, so gratitude is a decision. So if you guys are tracking with me and you're hearing me, then that's great. Abby, good to see you on Instagram. So cool. Okay. So I'm just going to track through this. And again, if you're watching and sharing, please go ahead and share it and let somebody else know. They can always watch this on the replay if they can't come in and it's the middle of the day and you're at work, working on a project or working on a 9 to 5. Thank you. I'm so glad you're getting something out of this over here on Instagram. You guys are blessing me right now because this really means a lot that it makes sense to you. And my cousin Reginald just joined me on Instagram too. Awesome. Okay. So practical steps to build connection. Practical steps. So here's what I would imply for people who are trying to be grateful on purpose and really focus on your community. Really focus on your community and focus on those who already are there. And I mentioned some of these steps, but I want to make sure I repeat them. Probably the most important goes to something where you step outside of the bubble. Step outside of the social media. Like right now, I'm using social media to reach you. But we got to find ways to step outside of the bubble, outside of the likes, and find real ways to connect with people. I do that. I write thank you notes directly to my tickets. I only have a few people buying a ticket at a time, thank God, because if I had thousands, I couldn't write emails or couldn't write thank you notes. But I've made the decision to write at least 30 to 40 thank you notes every show I've done where there's VIPs, and I write it out and I send it snail mail, traditional mail. That takes me out of the bubble of just, let me just say like on their post. It needs to be deeper than that. And I want to be intentional about saying thank you and being grateful to my fans and people who have followed me beyond just, I liked your post or thank you so much. Not that that's not real, but I think some way of getting outside of the social media bubble is so important because it forces you to think different. Can I pick up the phone and call them? Can I text them? Can I send them an email, but send them an email directly instead of email auto respond? Can I just say, hey, can I pick up the phone and call you? Is it okay? Is it okay if I send you a video message on Instagram? If I had to send a message, may I send a video message instead of the text message? Do you guys follow me? So what I'm saying is find some way that you step outside of the norm and that you look at ways that you can bless your audience and bless the people that have blessed you intentionally without being stuck in the bubble of, like, share, like, share, like, share, even though I'm asking you to like and share. Some of you that are watching right now, I literally know you by name. I know Reginald, my cousin, says happy Thanksgiving. Hey, good to see you. I see people that I've been in relationship for a long time, and then there's some new people. But my goal is always to take it the next level. How can I become more in your world and be a blessing to you versus me asking you to bless me by watching or sharing or liking? I want to step out of the bubble and be a blessing to somebody else. So that makes sense. That's one of the practical ways you can do that. Find ways that you don't stay in your lane and find ways that you force yourself to make a decision to bless the people that are following you. And just like the leper that turned around and said, thank you to Jesus who healed him, you'll find a greater benefit because you decided to step away from the norm, just going through the motions, and actually be there and say thank you to the followers you already have. Like, that's just a spiritual principle and it's a marketing principle, okay? Less is more in terms of less looking all over the place for stuff and more looking at the people who are right in front of you and making them feel like they're your number one fans. They're the people who have been with you the longest and they deserve that kind of attention, okay? So that's just one practical step. I might throw in a couple more, again, just at the top of my head. As I think I saw Oh my gosh, if I see Melba Moore here, that if that's Melba Moore, God bless you so much for joining us. That's amazing. You're one of our most treasured artists. So that's so cool to see you joining us. If I could see that right again, my eyes are not even working. So Latina leaders, thank you for joining us as well. And over here on Facebook and YouTube, if you guys are with us, yeah, I see a few more there. So make sure you chat. Let me know you're watching. Even if you're watching on replay, just tell us that, hey, I'm watching a replay. This was good. I need to hear more of this. I'd like to hear more of this. That helps me out a lot. Okay. So finally, I want to make sure that I address this because I'm coming across video and because I'm talking about Thanksgiving. I really think it's so important that you step back and think about the people that are in your own life, your people, your family, your relationships, and make sure that you are always present in the moment when you're connecting with either your fans or probably more importantly, or just as importantly, your family. Make sure that your relationships are never out of balance when it comes to showing your gratitude, that you are more interested in connecting with the people outside than you are connecting with the people inside. And again, I've been guilty of this. Even now, I have to be careful that I don't get so wrapped up in reaching my audience that I forget the people right inside my own home who have been the ones who helped me get where I am, who have been with me every step of the way. My wife, my kids, they put up with all of my foolishness for years. And it's so important that I don't lose sight of that. So a practical step to build connection is to make sure you're present with those who are right there in front of you. Most importantly, your family and friends. And this weekend, of course, is a perfect example of that, where maybe you can't be there physically because you've made the decision to stay socially distant, but you got to make the choice of some way to be present with those who love you and not to let the hustle and bustle of the season, the hustle and bustle of your career, the hustle and bustle of any of that. I don't want any of that to take away from the fact that those people have been in your lives and you got to show gratitude for them. Okay. So be grateful on purpose, build connections practically and on purpose. Step outside of your bubble, your social media bubble. Make sure that you're thinking of ways that you can actually be there in these people's lives that have followed you. And even if you have to do just a tweet, or even if you've never met them, make it intentional to connect with those who have already connected with you. And then you'll find there's a podcast that's about to come out that we did with LaShonda Brown of About 90 Marketing. She is amazing. You're going to love this podcast. You got to subscribe to the podcast at godandgeeks.com and make sure you check out that podcast that's coming up in the next couple of weeks or so. But we talked about that. The best marketing is word of mouth still. And if you show up for the people that are in your life, that word of mouth is going to be so much more authentic. It's going to be that person really cared. That person really showed up. That person said thank you. They didn't have to say thank you. They didn't have to respond to the tweet, but they did. They spent time to respond to every single message. And that gratitude is compounding itself spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. It compounds. So I cannot tell you enough how much I believe in this message. And I hope this is helping somebody out there. I think there's only one more thing I want to say. Let me check my notes. That was basically it, actually. I have a couple of things I want to offer you, some resources to help you with this stuff. Uh-oh, did we lose Instagram? Hope we didn't lose Instagram. There we go. Instagram's back, but our power is going out real fast, so I got to go quick. So for our live stream people who are interested in live streaming, I mentioned live streaming, and that's one of the communities I've built that I'm really thankful for. And as a musician, they have really shown me the power of community, even as God and Gigs has as well. And so if you're interested in building your own community and having that community support you, I've got this resource called 3 Tips to Turn Your Income Live Streams into Income Streams. And these 3 tips is just go to godandgigs.com/3tips. Number 3 tips, godandgigs.com/3tips. And the reason I'm sharing that with you here is because I talk about in that particular resource how to build a community of people that are supporting you. And it's so important that you build that community one person at a time. So you want to check that out, godandgigs.com/3tips. It's free, a free resource, just an email to help me send it to you. You'll see it right away. And that is a resource that will help you build your community. The second thing I want to tell you about is a cool thing that I'm getting to do I'm so excited about this. I'm trying to look at the camera, looking at two cameras. I'm still not sure. Am I looking at you guys? Are you seeing me? Am I looking up? Okay. I'm sorry. It's so weird to have two cameras at the same time. So the second thing I'm doing is really cool. And this is a video conference workshop, a video conference about doing live video, which I'm doing right now. And I'm going to be presenting about building community. I'm going to be doing a session. It's called VidFest 2020, VID Fest. I'm going to be presenting next Wednesday. And I'd love for you guys to join me because we're going to be talking about all things video. And some of you guys who have been in this world for a long time, you could help me because I've not been in video a long time. But we're going to be connecting with all kinds of people dealing with YouTube video and LinkedIn video and TikTok and how to use video to connect with your people more deeply and to really use that. And yes, get more subscribers. And we're going to be talking with, it's a week-long conference. Super impressive. The people that run it are also the people that do a podcast conference that I attended. It's 100% high level, high quality. So if you wanted to check that out, go to bit.ly/morevids2020. That's here on the link. I'll also put it on Instagram in a second. Go check that out and go sign up for that conference. It's next week coming up. I'll be presenting on a Wednesday, but there's going to be presenters all week long. You're going to learn so much about video. And again, the key of this video connection thing is not just to get more fans, but to connect more deeply with the fans you already have. Okay? Well, it's right at 12:30. I hope this has been beneficial for you guys. I hope that you found something out here. Let's see. Perry says, my first time here. Good words. Thank you, Perry. Glad you enjoyed that over there on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, man. I'd love to connect with you more. Oh, I'll say man. I'm sorry. Perry could be man or woman. Again, I don't know. Apologize if I messed that up. But Perry is watching us on YouTube. And thank you so much for joining us. And anybody else that's joining us, again, just know that we are trying to build community here. We're going to be launching some things in the next few weeks, and it's all designed around community, not just getting more people, but getting you. You're here right now. Let me see if I can look right at Facebook and Instagram without staring at two different cameras. You guys are important to me, and I want to make sure you're part of whatever we're doing next because you're here now. If the community grows, that's great. But more importantly, I'm grateful for you. I want to tell you that directly to you. Thank you for supporting God and Gigs. I hope you have an incredible Thanksgiving, a wonderful Thanksgiving, giving blessings to God for everything he's given you and he's given me because we've been together in this world in this season as artists and creatives who are trying to build better life from the inside out. Tyrone says, what was the 3 tips link? Give me 1 second. I'll do these last little questions and answers. If anybody else has any questions, let me see. godandgigs.com/3 tips. There you go. Okay, so hopefully you can see that there. Just type that in. Let's see here. Am I missing anybody? I don't want to miss anybody. I think we got everyone. I'm seeing myself talking live and not sure. There we go. Thank you. Okay, good. Let's make sure you got it. So glad you found it informative. Nessa and everybody else who joined us on Facebook. And then those again who are watching on the replay. Please go ahead and let me know. Hey, I'm watching on replay. Is this good stuff? If this is helping you, if you found some information in this that was helpful. Oh, let me quickly also put in the video conference link. If you're interested in video, now maybe you're like, I don't really need to do this. But if you are interested in this, I'm telling you, this is a super, super well-produced conference. It's well worth the money. I think there's a 40% off deal right now if you want to check that out and go ahead and get that done. But that's all I have for today, guys. I hope that you were blessed by this. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving week. Be safe out there, but more importantly, just stay grateful. Okay, stay thirsty, my friends. Let's not talk about Dos Equis. Stay grateful, my friends. All right, let's sign off with that. Everybody have a wonderful week. I will be back next Monday for another Creative Checkup. Also, check out the podcast. This week, we will have a podcast that will come out on Thursday. Obviously, it's going to be done in advance so we can all enjoy it and relax on the weekend, on the holiday. So I'll see you guys in the podcast and then also in our next Creative Checkup next Monday.